Hi, my name is Jason Warner. I'm with the SLED team in NorCal and Golden State regions. Today I'm here to talk to you about our Nexus product line. The Nexus product line fits in the data center, and there are a set of switches that usually go with the distribution and access tiers of the network. So usually you'll have a separate routing device and firewall that connects into your data center, and then once you have the Nexus line inside the data center, you're going to take those switches and usually connect them up to the servers and storage you have in your environment. Nexus really brings our customers 5 key value props, or we call the 5 Ps. First is price. For once, Cisco actually has industry-leading pricing when it comes to our Nexus switching. So anything out there on the market today that you might be competing with, Brocade, Foundry, Dell with their switching line, HP, from a price performance, and application perspective, we should be able to beat anybody when it comes to price. So you should feel good when you're going in talking to your customers about that, and especially in our space, we always know that they're cost sensitive. We also have the highest level of performance. Our switches have 40 gig non-blocking ports on all of our devices, and which is the industry leading that's out there today in the market, as well as 100 gig technology. So depending on what their throughput requirements are, we should be able to handle the maximum port density and the smallest amount of rack space in their environment. Programmability is a big deal too. There's a couple different ways that you can actually turn your Nexus switches on in the 9K family. You can either run them in what we call standard NXOS mode, which is what people have been doing for multiple years on their Nexus 5000 and 7000 platforms, or we can install an APIC controller and run Cisco ACI for an application-centric infrastructure. The idea there is now we have a controller that's going to go out and talk to these different switches in the environment. And what's really cool about ACI and what makes it so special is essentially you're making your switches become a firewall inside your environment. So what do I mean by that? By default, all the ports are turned off. None of the ports are actually in use until you can talk through the APIC controller to program how you want data flows to exist. So if you want a server over here to talk to some other server over here, you're going to program that in and define that flow, the flow between these two devices. And once you do that, the switches will open up and allow those devices to communicate. So it's really like taking your network and turning it into an entire firewall, because only what you set up and only what you allow to flow is what's actually going to talk back and forth to each other. For the high-density customer environments like higher education and some of the larger counties, we have the highest port density of 288 40 gig ports in only 8 slots of rack space in a customer environment. So we can beat anybody from a density perspective if that's an issue. As well, power is always a big deal in the data center. One of the most expensive parts of running a data center happens to be power and cooling. And our Nexus 9000 line of switches are the most efficient from power and cooling perspective that are on the market today. And that oftentimes it costs customers way more than what the switches cost themselves. So from the price of the switch to the savings in the power and cooling, it makes it a win-win solution if the customer is price sensitive. And as I said, what's most important I think about the Nexus line that separates us from the competition is their dual modes. The ability for them to run either in NX OS mode, the standard operating system that people are used to, or now the next gen of ACI, where you make your entire network a firewall and configure it from a GUI of this application to this other application can talk to each other. It's a really major paradigm shift in the way networks work today. I hope this will help you, and as you're talking to your customers and helping them understand and realize the benefits of Nexus, and to bring myself and Pardeep in to help you guys close deals. Thank you.